Tristan, good to see you. John O'Connor from the Richmond Times-Dispatch here.
Nice to see you guys.
In 2019, when you look behind you, there were some older guys. 2021, there's a lot of young guys back there in the secondary. Could you speak to the pluses and minuses that go with that?
Yes, for sure. So a big plus would be the older guys last season. They definitely had a strong feel for the game because they've been there. They know our defense pretty well, and they did a great job communicating up to us and making sure we were all on the same page. Whereas this year, now the front guys, the linebackers, we have to do a good job of passing it back to them and making sure that we're all on the same page. So we kind of switched roles in a way, but they're doing a great job getting our defense down and figuring it all out. So I know we have no doubts that they can get it all done for us.
If I can follow up by asking about last Saturday and for you to assess how Richmond's defense played. 14 points in an opener with a new coordinator is a pretty good job, I imagine.
Oh, yeah, I was super proud of our defense, not only because we did hold them to 14 points, but William and Mary came out in a lot of stuff that we weren't prepared for, and we overcame everything that they did and threw at us, and we just did our base assignments, flew around, and made plays. So I was very proud of that. Not only that, but we had a lot of guys playing that haven't played in last season, and then freshmen that came in and played, and everyone did a great job. So like I said, no doubt the defense will get it done this season.
Thank you, Tristan.
Thank you.
Hey, Tristan, if I could follow up on John's question a little bit, specifically defense and a specific play, what you were seeing, were you surprised they went for it on that fourth down in the red zone when you made that stop, and kind of what you saw on that play? Because it obviously triggered the offense, because then they went down the field and scored. So it's kind of like the defense, and the offense kind of meshing together.
Yeah, so coming into the game, we knew that they had the new offensive coordinator, so we knew that they were going to run something different than they did the previous season, but we also knew that it didn't align with the personnel they had. So we weren't really sure. We just knew that they were going to come out in something. We were just going to have to adjust on the fly and do us and play our game. So we got that done, and then they were driving down the field. They got the ball back off the punt that one of the defenders hit, and we were just strapped up and ready to get back on the field and stop them. And then they went for the fourth, and honestly wasn't surprised. Knew they were going to try to do something to get their momentum going on us. And so we just strapped up for the next play and got it done. And on that play, we had a crosser going to the field, and I knew I had to take it. And we knew all week that Mathis was going to be a scrambler, and he's going to want to do it himself on his feet. So we were always aware in every situation for that, and just came off and did the job. So
did you sense kind of a momentum shift at that point? Because like I said, the offense then kind of picked up where you guys left off.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think we feed off the offense and they feed off of us. We go hand in hand. So just the fact that we could stop them on a fourth down in the red zone definitely gave us momentum, but the offense to go down and do their thing as well.
What was it like playing again?
Oh, it was so weird. It definitely I knew I was more comfortable than I was freshman year, and I think everyone else was that played last season, but it was a different feeling because we were all a little rusty. We didn't really get any live reps during camp besides like a few plays in a scrimmage. So it was definitely different from what we've been doing with like a thud tempo and not live action. But I think we handled it pretty well and flew around, and we all wanted to make plays. So I was very proud of us.
Anything else for Tristan? All right. Thank you, Tristan.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Hey, Clayton, John O'Connor from the Richmond paper here. Nice to see you again.
Sure.
This is March, and you haven't played football competitively for a couple of years. I wonder how your body felt Sunday, neck, back, things that typically hurt when they haven't been used like that for a while.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I kind of felt like an old man on Sunday morning going into Monday. had to take a couple extra ice baths to get ready. But I feel like we're all ready to go, get back in the swing of things. Week 2 coming up, so we're excited for that. Get our bodies back under us and our legs back. So,
Hey, the JMU William and Mary game is postponed this week for COVID reasons, and I wonder if that hits home with you guys in any way. Just be super careful, or hey, it can happen to anybody, or what's the reaction now that a league game has been postponed?
yeah, when we first heard about that, our group message, we had a big thing sent out to be smart and really just be smart and hang around who you've been hanging around. Don't do anything stupid. And because we know we only have 6 games, and if one of those gets taken away, we only have 5. So it's really stick to yourself and don't do anything out of the ordinary.
Hey, my last one is when did you start snapping, and how long did it take for you to get a rhythm where you really don't have to worry about the action of snapping and can worry about defending your quarterback or blocking?
Are you talking about, like, what do you mean in that question?
Snapping the ball as a center. In high school, did you do that? And if not, how long did it take you to get into the rhythm where you really don't have to think about it much and you're blocking?
So in high school, I actually played left tackle and right guard, or really just everything but center. But I was recruited here to be center. I was one of the smaller guys recruited in. So I really found my spot there as a freshman. And it took me, I'd say, 2 years to really fit that mold as a center, because you have to know not just snap the ball, but you have to tell everybody else up front what they're doing along the line. So being a center, like, the snaps first, but then you have to learn the whole offense to really fit the mold of the position.
Thank you.
Clayton, can you speak to the offense performance specifically in the fourth quarter, where you pretty much had the entire fourth quarter, the long drive for the touchdown, and then the 2 first downs that consumed the rest of the clock, and kind of what you guys were thinking and what kind of confidence you build out of what you did there to win the game?
I think it was a big confidence boost for us. We knew we've always been able to do that, but it's really the first time since I've been here, I'd say, that we were able to put the game in our hands and take control. And I remember on the sideline, whenever they went up, was it 14-13? I was like, this is our time to shine. I mean, we've been working on this. So it was a really big thing for us to be able to put the game on our backs and take control our way.
Can you speak to the running game specifically and kind of the blocking on it, and also the way those guys ran the football? Right now, it seems like the strength of the offense.
Well, it was a big thing this offseason. We had everybody come back up front that played in the game last year. So I know Seum's been out, and Ryan just went out this week, so that's a big thing. But, I mean, we had Taz just stepped right in. I mean, he played outstanding the rest of that game. So I was really proud of the way he came in and filled that void. But it's awesome this year that we're able to run the ball first. We're run first team right now. So it's our job to how we control the game up front.
Anything else? Thank you, Clayton.
Yeah, thank you.
What's up, y'all? How you guys doing?
Hi, Coach Huesman, doing great.
Good.
Hey, but there's obviously a risk playing young guys in the secondary, but it didn't seem to go so bad on Saturday. I wonder if you could talk about that group that's loaded with freshmen and sophomores.
Yeah, we really are excited about them. We're high on them. They're good athletes, smart players. Our guys did a really good job. Starting with Tyrique, I thought Tyrique Vandenberg had a tremendous game and looked like a big time corner out there. We're playing the young guy, Amir Hall, in the boundary there, and we think he's got a load of talent. And then obviously we played in the secondary, the younger guys, Gio Sigler and Malik Mustafa, both did a nice job out there during the course of the game. So, and we feel good. We've kind of got it to where, even though we're young, we're pretty athletic, and I think that's where you got to be.
Hey, with that group of freshmen, would they likely have played if you were a fall football team last year? Or is the fact that we're a couple of 3 months ahead allowed the freshmen to learn more, to physically mature, and therefore fit in?
Those Amir and Malik would have played, no question. They came in, they were ready. physically, mentally, they were ready. So they would have been playing in the fall, no question about that. Gio Siegler's come a long way here, and he really looks good, as, you know, back up to Nile there. You know, some of the other freshmen at different positions maybe not as much, but Malik and Amir would have played, no question.
Hey, impressions of Elon? Obviously come off a loss, but a impressive loss, if there is such a thing.
A very impressive loss. I mean, again, I know they're not thrilled with losing a game. I mean, I know that, but they played well. They had chances. You know, they get an interception and a return down to the 7 or 8 yard line that really probably either a busted route, ill-advised throw, you know, that really wasn't even a hard. I mean, there was nobody around there but the JMU DB. You know, that hurt them, and then they got a block punt. And anytime you get a block punt or something along those lines, you know, it's hard to win. But I was extremely, extremely impressed with them, both sides of the ball. They got a good team. They got really, really good skill kids, especially on offense. And that's kind of what I watch, you know, their offense quite a bit and the opponent's offense quite a bit. And they got guys that can make plays out on the perimeter, couple of tremendous running backs. I know they're young at quarterback, but they'll make sure he does the things that he's capable of doing in this game.
Thank you.
Hey, Russ, just glancing at their depth chart, and you can know a lot better. It seems like they have a lot of new players, maybe more so than William and Mary had carrying over from 19 and Richmond's had carrying over from 19. Is that fairly accurate? I mean, has it changed your scouting report at all that you're looking at a lot of relatively new guys for them?
Yeah, they are playing a lot of new guys coming into this season. I think they may have some guys that are banged up, you know, whether they get back for our game or not, you know, I don't know. They've got a couple guys that didn't even play against James Madison that are tremendous players on the defensive side of the ball. So again, they do have a lot of newcomers in there, both sides of the ball, but they got some guys that have played a lot of football. You know, the running back, Jalen Thomas, you know, we couldn't get him on the ground. Wideouts are really talented. Weeks is as good as there is in this league. So they're dangerous. I mean, it'll be a tremendous game. You know, I hope we play them better than we did. Obviously last year we didn't play real well. I mean, they took it to us pretty good. But you know, if we can limit mistakes, you know, we can keep it a game into the fourth quarter and try to win.
Coach Huesman, does the Spiders operation going on the road complicate things from a COVID perspective?
Well, we're not staying in hotels, so that aspect of it is not an issue. You know, we're going to take an extra bus. We'll take 4 buses, try to make sure that we're putting people in certain seats, you know, to stay away from contact tracing, whether it's certain positions, certain people, you know, roommates. If you're a roommate here on campus with somebody, you'll sit near them because you're going to get it. If he gets it, you're going to get it just by being his roommate, contact trace. So we, you know, this trip will be a little tougher. You know, we're going to have to get up early. It's a 1 o'clock game. That's the only time they could play it. They're hosting the CAA women's tournament there. It was hard to find you know, when the A-10 said they were playing here and we had to try to get them to flip the games, you know, there weren't many options. And the way I figure it, 1 o'clock, we'll be ready to play. They'll be ready to play. There's no excuses, whether you're traveling, not traveling. You know, between Elon and us and William Mary, we're traveling day of games this whole spring.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach.
John, what's up, my man?
How you doing?
Good, thanks. You actually put your face on there. Good for you.
I try to. I want to get your thoughts about, I guess, the message you gave your team after the news of JMU and William and Mary's game being postponed this weekend, and I guess maybe pushing a sense of urgency with your guys to kind of make sure everything is, everything they're doing is up to par to complete this season?
Just that. You just answered the question right there. Sense of urgency that we had to have. I did tell them, James Madison, had some COVID related issues, whether they had a bunch of people or one or two, I don't know, with contact tracing. It could be just an individual position group. I haven't heard anything, from that. But yes, I did address James Madison will not be playing William Mary this week. I did address the sense of urgency and how we even got to be better at what we're doing here. So yeah, I mean, just everything that you said were things that I brought up to the football team.
And going back to the game for this weekend, you had a few days to kind of look at some tape from Saturday's win. Do you still feel a little bit the same from Saturday as you do, do you still feel the same now as you did right after the game Saturday? Or were there some things on the tape that you saw that was like, okay, we were a little better than what I originally thought?
No, about what I thought. Yards were hard to come by. I thought that when I'm on the sideline. And then we watched the film, and William Mary didn't give us any layups or easy throws or easy runs. It was hard work. Give our guys credit; they grinded it out. And again, that game came down to we scored, got to stop, kept the ball. Very easily could have been the other way around. So that's exactly what it got to. And that's what fourth quarters are all about. Fourth quarters are all about, putting it in the end zone, getting a lead, getting a stop on defense. If we wouldn't have got a stop on defense, who knows what would have happened, and then hanging on to the football. Proud of our guys for that. I mean, it was pretty even game. I think you guys all saw it and felt the same way coming out of it.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Anything else?
How about the ugly guy in the middle there?
I'll assume that's not me. Hey, Russ.
It wasn't you. It wasn't you. It was Dan up there.
I know. I'm kidding. I'm reporting on the broadcast Saturday, and I don't want to hone in too much on COVID because I know it's been 12 months of the conversation around that now. But following JMU and William and Mary's postponement of their game, did your staff circle back and readjust your travel plans for Saturday? Because the detail with which you explained the 4 buses and the seating situation, it sounds like certainly you've thought about it, perhaps today even.
Well, I heard James Madison took 7 buses. So again, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. 7 buses. So I think you can do everything humanly possible to prevent it, and you still get hit somehow, some way. You could, if you took 66 buses and put 1 guy in each bus, you probably, that's the only way you might be safe. But again, we're going to take 4. We're going to strategically place them. The hotel we're going to eat pregame meal at. It's a hotel that is big enough where we can all have individual seating spots. So everybody will have their own table set up to eat pregame meal. So nobody will be around sitting there eating a meal. Obviously, after the game, we cannot eat on a bus. I think Elon said they got set up for us where we can, go ahead and eat our post-game meal, get back on the bus. But leading up to that too now is what are we doing right now to make sure that we're okay and we're not getting COVID? What are we doing on a daily basis? Because if you're doing what you're supposed to do on a daily basis, whatever happens on that bus, nothing should happen. It's the problem you get into on the bus is this guy over here wasn't taking care of business. He gets on the bus and now we got issues. And hopefully our guys are taking care of what they're supposed to be doing during the course of a week.
So you did not adjust, or rather your staff did not adjust your travel plans because of hearing that a game within the conference had been postponed?
No, we've worked really, really hard on this. we're not going to get more buses. Everybody's on a budget crunch, and we got them strategically placed on that bus that if somebody gets it, if we get finished with the game and somebody has COVID, there's only going to be one person contact traced with him. So that's kind of the game plan, that we got. I mean, it'll be, we've had some guys that have had COVID too. Now they'll get strategically placed on that bus too. And all of a sudden, somebody gets, popped with a positive there, if it's a guy that's already been COVID positive, you're okay. So we're placing those guys in certain spots based on, that they've tested positive before. It's nuts. I mean, it's I give John Schroff, my ops guy, a unbelievable amount of credit. He's worked really hard. He's researched. He's talked to a lot of people. He spent hours and hours trying to figure out this bus and how we're going to handle it. So, he gets all the credit. And, I hope we're doing things the right way during the course of a week. Saturday night after a game, what happens Saturday night after a game? You got to hope your players did the right thing, because Saturday night after a game, we would be fine on Monday's test. On Wednesday's test, we could get drilled if these guys weren't doing what they're supposed to do on Saturday night. So it's during the week, every day.
Clayton summarized the players group text as simply "be smart, don't be stupid."
Who did that? Yeah.
Going to kind of the way that your team was able to finish the game Saturday, what does that type of game scenario do for the confidence heading into the rest of this season? Just to have to gut out yards the way you did, but to be able to get it done.
Oh, huge. I mean, that's a huge confidence builder, because you're going to be in the fourth quarter multiple times during this spring and obviously moving forward, and to have, we work those scenarios all the time. I mean, in practice, we work 4 minute, we work trying to keep the football, the last, how can we get it in the end zone? I mean, all those things are worked in camp, and until they show up on the field, you just don't know how your guys are going to react. And it was a huge confidence boost. I know it was. First thing I said to our team when I got in the locker room is, it's been a long time, since we had to get some first downs in a row to put an end to a game, and we did it. So I do think that's a sign of a mature team. It's a team that knew what we had to do to hang on to the football, to not give them another chance.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all. Good questions today.